Hello everyone and welcome. The Division Resurgence is finally here. We've been waiting years for this and we're starting off with making a new player guide video. The intention of this is to ease you into the game because obviously it's only just come out. I haven't got to the end game or anything like that yet, so I can't go that far ahead. But if you're just starting out, I'm hoping to give you some great tips in this video on players picking this game up. And also if you're thinking about it, should you download it or not? It's a free-to-play game from Ubisoft. It's on mobile. I'm enjoying it a lot right now, and Ubisoft are also sponsoring this video. So huge shout out to Ubisoft for sponsoring content that I was going to make anyway. Thank you so much. There's going to be a link down in the video description if you guys want to click that link to go and download this and give it a go for yourself. But yeah, we're going to cover some tips today and kind of like early progression into the game, things that you can expect to be doing in the Division Resurgence. And yeah, so some tips on what I've done so far. I've got up to level 20, well on my way. So I hope this video can be helpful. Now, I am going to try and keep this spoiler-free today in this video. There's obviously going to be some things on screen, but it should be very minimum spoilers. And for anyone wondering where the timeline is of the Division Resurgence, where you kind of start out pre-Division 1, and then it shifts into in the middle of the Division 1 and the Division 2. So that's the sort of timeline of where this is going to be telling you this new story from. And it is within what we know within the Division universe right now, which is pretty cool. They said they wanted to try and stay true to the franchise, and they've certainly done that. They want to bring a AAA title to mobile, and so far everything that I've played is very true to what Division players would expect being a mobile game. So the first thing you're going to do in the Division Resurgence when you load up the game is a tutorial, and it'll give you your first tough decision. It's going to show you a set of 4 specializations and ask you to choose which one you want to choose. You have Demolitionist, Bulwark, Vanguard, and Field Medic. Now, each of these specializations will come with different skills that you can use and different ults that you can use, and they each have their own skill trees, and they can have different skill trees per specialization as well, which you can spec into. And the idea of this is to pick a specialization that you feel matches your playstyle, but also level it up to make you even more powerful. So when I started, I highly recommend this one for a starter, but you might feel different, which is absolutely fine. But I went with the Demolitionist, where I get a turret, I get Seeker Mines, and I get the Grenade Launcher as the ult, as a specialization weapon. And we're currently leveling this up. You can see I need to get to level 30. Once I've done that, I can max out the skill tree, and I can switch specialization at any time, and there's going to be more specializations coming down the line as well, including an additional one at launch that you can unlock in game. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about what specialization you choose. Just pick one, get straight in, and start the grind. Once you get into the game, you're going to have a few prologue missions or whatnot. And you'll notice very quickly that your main task in the game is to focus on the main story missions. The game gives you a lot of story missions and a lot of side missions as well to do. And in the missions tab here, we can separate them. We can see where we are up to on the main storyline progress. And then you can click on side missions, and you've got a ton of side missions to do as well. So this is going to be a big focus of yours to advance the story, to advance your levels, and it's going to be basically what you start out doing. And then you will kind of have little progression blockers where we'll say, like on the main story mission, reach a certain level, and this will give you more time. Then it kind of forces you to spend time with other aspects of the game, but it's nothing too punishing at all. And so far, since I've got all the way up to level 20, I think I've only ran into that barrier once or twice and been there for a short amount of time. But this is going to be your biggest sort of focus, advancing the story and leveling up. All of that is going to take you through the open world of New York. You'll be very familiar with this if you know the Division 1, because it's taken from the Division 1. We've got some off-site missions as well. And as you complete missions, as you're going through the game, you can refarm these missions whenever you want to. You can matchmake to play in group. You can play solo. You can earn rewards off of these missions. Again, it's not like it's a one-and-done deal. There's different levels of difficulty to go through on these missions as you replay them. So you originally play them as story, but when you replay them, you can go normal, hard, challenging, or later on heroic. So just like with the normal games. And not only that, but there are a ton of open world activities as well. If you played a Division 2, you'll be used to this. You'll be able to run around the open world and just do all sorts of activity, gaining all sorts of resources and also earning XP. There is a daily cap on bonus XP from repeatable activities and open world activities. But other than that, the rewards will always drop. Got all sorts of different activities here. We've got safe houses to go and visit. We've also got loads of collectibles. If you zoom in on the map even more, you're going to be able to go and collect a load of collectibles, and they'll be highlighted as a yellow icon here. And they're going to unlock lore as well as other rewards. So as you can see, everything you'd expect from a Division title. So the next question I think you guys might have is, what do builds look like? Well, here it is on screen now. It looks very similar to what you're used to, right? We've got a primary, a secondary, and 6 pieces of gear: mask, chest, backpack, gloves, holster, knee pads, and you're going to be putting pieces together. There'll be brand set bonuses as well, or gear set bonuses, where if you have so much of a certain gear, you'll get extra procs on things and extra stats and talents and things. All of that is within this game, and loot can literally drop from anywhere, and the loot rarity works the same as the Division as well. You start with, I believe, common. It can go to like then green, blue, purple, and then high-end gold, and you've got exotics also. From this build menu, you can also see a specialization, so whichever one you choose from the start of the game, this is where you'll find a skill tree. You'll be leveling a specialization up, getting specialization points to spend in this skill tree with other resources that you need to farm. And as you can see, like I mentioned, there's 2 different versions of the Demolitionist here. I've got HE munitions, and I've also got Field Grenadier. And depending on which one you go with here, they can have different perks in their skill trees. And once you invest into one of them, it's fine. It's not that you lose it if you switch or anything. You can fully invest into a specialization and switch whenever you want between the 2 different perk set skill trees that you prefer. And then the one additional item we have on the build here, which you've probably not seen on any of the other games, is the OS protocols. So this is kind of like just an additional item that is going to give your build further buffs and like a further sort of talent there. You'll find these OS protocols, you'll upgrade them, they'll make you more powerful. Now, I'm not going to go too much into builds in the starter guide because, to be honest with you, I've not really focused too much on my build right now. I'm basically putting the best things I find on me and I'm upgrading them. So as you upgrade your player level, I'm currently level 20, you're able to go into weapons and you're able to go into your gear and improve them. It costs a resource, you'll click on improve and you can improve them and you level up your weapons and gear along the way. That's something you're definitely going to want to be doing. Make sure you're doing that to keep yourself in line with the game's power creep, otherwise things will start getting very difficult. So your secondary, primary, and all 6 gear items, including your OS protocol, upgrade as often as you can. But in terms of like farming the perfect build right now, I wouldn't worry too much. I'd imagine you want to get to a much higher level, potentially even end game, before you start really thinking about your build and how you want to diversify it with different talents and everything. It's kind of how I've taken Division games in the past, so that's my current mindset on this, and at level 20 that's not changed. However, that might change soon, who knows. And if you do get a good RNG and start getting some of these gear set bonuses matching, so you can unlock some 2, 3, or even 4 piece bonuses, then maybe you will want to focus on them if you like them and upgrade them along the way. But right now I'm not giving it too much thought. I'm feeling quite powerful at level 20 and I'm just making sure that I've got the highest rarity of gear on me with weapons that I like to use, and they are all leveled up. There is gear crafting and blueprints and all of that as well in this game. It's actually quite in depth. I'm going to do a separate video going over all of this properly. But this is the base of operations here. You'll recognize this if you played the Division 1 because it's the same base of operations. And we have a gear crafting station where we can talk to this guy and we can craft gear that we found. Very simple system in terms of the blueprints. If you loot it, you get it as a blueprint and you can create it. But it's far more in depth than that. We're going to go over this in a separate video. It's not something I've really touched on right now, but crafting is definitely something that you're going to want to do with a crafting expertise level, which I'll show you now. The more you craft, the more you level up. And if you keep on leveling your crafting expertise up, when you do start crafting items, once you get all the way to level 10, that's where you're going to get your good items. 75% chance of it being superior, 25% chance of it being high end. So crafting is going to be very important in the game, and you're going to want to get your crafting proficiency up, or expertise up rather, as quick as possible, so when you craft items are going to turn out better than what the standard ones are here. And when you do have your items, you want to make just some small adjustments, we do have the equipment improvement station. Now, you're not going to get full access to this until you reach level 20. You can come here to improve your items, which I've just shown you from the build screen, which can be done there as well. You can also recalibrate items just like in the Division 1 and Division 2. They're going to come with attributes and talents, and there's something that you don't like, you're going to be able to change them. This is only on high-end and exotic, so you cannot recalibrate anything from superior down. So again, this is a bit more later in the game. I'm kind of approaching the stage now, reaching level 20, but only on the high-end items and the exotic items can we come here. We can have a look at what talents are available on that weapon, and we can re-roll them. And just like in the other games, you only get one recalibration you can do on a piece. So the idea would be to farm a pretty perfect piece, which has got at least, I'd say on this gun here, 3 out of the 4 things that I want, and then I can roll the 4th thing to what I want, and then that would kind of be my god piece, right? Not sure how or if optimization is going to become a thing yet, like in terms of like the god rolls themselves and getting the attributes higher. I've not seen anything like that right now, but in terms of like a recalibration, this is how you do it, and it unlocks at level 20. So your big focus is kind of to get to level 20 before you even think about builds, and just assuming by how that unlocks at level 20, it kind of lets you know now you can start recalibrating, now you can start thinking about it. The game actually guides you really well for the early stages of playing. There's an event tab, you can see all current events. We've got an agent's journey where it kind of rewards you for following this journey track, which requires you to complete the prologue and then open up the main world, getting a clan or create a clan. There are clans on this game, go into the dark zone and things like that. I'm on the last stage now, conflict, but it's early access, so struggling to get into that right now, but as soon as it launches, I'll be able to finish that off. So definitely look at events and start with your agent's journey. But also you have new agent training when you start the game, and each one of these steps are going to unlock daily up to a week. So you'll start on day 1, it'll ask you to do a few quest items there to get some rewards, and as you go to day 2, ask you to do a little bit more. Kind of gives you a goal each day for the first week of playing, where it just eases you into the game and probably teaches you of where you want to kind of spend your time. It's a good way of extending the tutorial in a way, and gives you an objective. It's going to introduce you to things that the game wants you to know about. And finally, if we go to the main menu here and click on Agent Career, there's an even more in-depth system which follows on from what I've just shown you. I've currently completed the first 2 phases, but you can see as we scroll down here, there's 12 total phases, and this is going to be a similar thing as takes you through objectives in the game just to make sure that you don't miss anything out or anything like that. So it's a very heavily guided way. It is there, but at the same time, you can play without the game holding your hand, and you're free to explore the game how you want. But these systems will be there to keep you in check and to keep you focused. Clans on the Division Resurgence are going to be a great way to earn extra reward. You can set up your own clan or join another clan. You just need to remember about the game's server restrictions. So whether you're playing in Asia, Europe, or America, you're only going to be able to join a clan from the server you are playing on. So do bear that in mind. I've currently started a clan looking to recruit some members, and the clan system's pretty decent. You're going to be able to work together to level up your clan to unlock some extra utilities, but also earn more resources. The higher level the clan, the more you work on that, the better option of resources you're going to have through your clan. It's very worthwhile, and it has a nice little clan activity on it as well. Again, we're not going to go too in depth with this today. I will cover this in a separate video, but a clan is definitely going to be something you're going to want to be in. If you're interested in joining mine, by the way, and you're playing on your European server, make sure you join my Discord. Let me know. I'm looking to fill this out. Daily quests and weekly quests are going to become a big part of what you do on this game. These are going to offer you a lot of reward, but also a lot of XP as well. So make sure you're checking your dailies. Dailies are very easy to do. You'll get them done very, very quickly, and you can even refresh them if you don't like the sound of them. So complete what you want and then refresh to get some better ones that are easier for you if you don't have the certain type of weapon or whatever the reason is you don't want to do it. Very easy to keep on top of, signing in daily, getting loads of resources. And the weeklies are a little bit more substantial, but it gives you a lot of different options of how you want to go about this, and you don't need to do them all. So if there's anything on the weekly you don't like the sounds of, then you don't need to do it, because there's probably enough here to get what you need done. I'm currently at the end of my weekly now. I only need a few more weekly points. So I just need 6 to unlock my last weekly reward. And as you can see in this activity list here, there's still loads that I haven't done. So I like that they give you lots of different variety and options. You can really focus your weeklies where you prefer to play them. And another focus is going to be a weekly bounty. If you played a Division 2, you'll notice we've had something like this before in previous manhunts when we used to do them. There's going to be 3 targets that you need to unlock. You just do that by open world activities. You'll then take out these 3 targets. And once you've done all of the 3 targets, you get the main target, and you go and take them out. You get a ton of resource for this, a ton of XP, and they basically work like the Division 2 manhunt used to work. And that's going to be every single week you're going to have a different target. And yeah, that'll be a weekly focus for some big reward gains. At launch as well, there's 3 different activities that you can take part in. We've got Conflict Domination, Lone Wolf Challenge, and my favorite, the Dark Zone. So Conflict Domination, this is just as you'd expect. It's team-based conflict where you go in, you fight against other teams, you win or lose, you get out, you get rewards. Pretty simple. Lone Wolf Challenge, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Summit in the Division 2. And basically, you're going to go through like stages, and you'll be timed, and if you can clear the stages quick enough, you'll get maximum stars and maximum rewards. And then as you keep on going, as you get through the training stages and they're all done, you'll unlock challenging stages. Now this whole game mode is on like a 21-day cycle, and I guess your goal is to complete all the stages and all the challenging stages within those 21 days to get all of your rewards from it. And then they'll switch it up a bit, and they give you like a specialization focus where, depending on the specialization, if you're using it, you're going to get some buffs for using that specialization. So sometimes this is going to give you more reason to get all your specializations leveled up, but sometimes it might be easier than others if you haven't. So right now it's Demolitionist, which is great because that's what I selected, and I've gone through a few of these so far. They're pretty decent. They can only be done solo. You can't be in a co-op, and it'll kind of give you the level as you go on at where you're at and what it recommends you to be. So this is something that's probably going to take you into end game to get as high as you can, I imagine. Like, I'm currently at like level 5 here. My power score is 7.5. Sorry, it recommends 7.5. Mine's 9.7. So I should do that one okay. But as we go up, you can see recommended 8.6. It gets closer to my level. As we go to 7, actually goes above my level. So my limit right now at the time of playing this is probably 6 or 7, depending on how well I do. And I've still got a long way to go before I can even finish these training stages. So this is going to be something that you focus on every sort of wipe, as it were, when it resets every 21 days. And it's going to offer you a ton of rewards for getting through this and getting as high as you can. And then finally, the Dark Zone, probably the most rewarding content in the game I've found so far. This is real good how they do this. You go in the Dark Zone and you're given 20 minutes. It feels a little bit like its own little mini extraction shooter within the game. Well, it is. You go in, you can take on landmarks, you can take on open world bosses, Dark Zone bosses, you can get some very good loot. You then need to extract it, and if you extract it, you get to keep it, but if you die, you lose it. There's other players in these games. You can be team matchmaking, you can be solo, you can go rogue, you can rob people. Everything you'd expect from the Division Dark Zone is in this, and no joke, I prefer playing this than I do Division 2 Dark Zone. This takes me back to Division 1 Dark Zone. It gives me the Division 1 Dark Zone vibes. It is a hell of a lot of fun, and when you get to level 20, you get targeted loot. So when you play the Dark Zone, you can actually target loot in there by clicking on this, and it'll give you different skill mod sets and what you want to aim for. So if you want to target some loot, if you select something here, it's going to give you more chance of that item dropping while you're in the Dark Zone and you're looting. I'm not sure, I think in one of the play tests as well that there was an exotic tied to the Dark Zone, so from launch that might still be the case. I don't want to say that yet though, because I've not had it drop, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but potentially another reason to play the Dark Zone is for for the exotic. So yeah, a very good activity. I'm going to be covering this in a separate video as well to show you the Dark Zone experience, actually going in there, killing some bosses and getting out with some loot. But this is an activity I think a lot of people are going to want to focus on. Even if you're a PvE player, it feels very good and it's very rewarding. So again, I am level 20 and this is everything that I've been doing so far. I'm currently trying to go through the story, completing all my missions and just farming resources along the way. A few additional things that you want to keep an eye on is your shade commendations. You're going to unlock these before level 20. I forget the exact time you unlock them, but when you do, commendations are going to give you a buff, and it's worth completing commendations because if you complete them you get those buff but other rewards as well, and they can even give you some player titles also. So very rewarding system. You'll get these naturally from just playing. Make sure you're claiming them and you're boosting your shade level, which is going to give you things like, if you have a look at the attribute bonuses here, I've currently got 4% on my armor, 3.5 on my health, and an extra 440 health. So as you unlock more commendations, you're going to be boosting these stats among some others. And if we take a quick look at the character screen, this is where you can see a title. Currently says text not found, but as you complete commendations, you can unlock player titles, which you can select, which I think is an awesome addition, not just for commendations, but for other activities in the game. You can click on these titles, by the way. It'll tell you what you need to do. So have a look through them, see what you fancy, and go for it. And that is pretty much everything I've learned so far playing the Division Resurgence. It's very much on point with a Division game. I'm feeling right at home. I'm progressing nicely. And we're nowhere near end game yet, so I can't really discuss end game, but I will do when I get there. I'm going to be covering loads of guides. We'll be covering guides we spoke about in this sort of beginner's guide today more in full and more in depth, like especially the gear crafting, the blueprints and things like that. But right now at level 20, just going through the story, you just want to focus on that story, keep on progressing and just keep on upgrading that build. It's the most important thing. We didn't even discuss like the season pass and things like that today in this video because I want to stir it away from all that side of stuff. It's a free-to-play game, and right now I've played absolutely free-to-play and I've had a ton of fun, so I only want to focus on that in this video. But real big thumbs up from me right now. We're going to keep on going and we're going to keep on making a load of content on the channel. So if you want to follow the journey and you want to watch some more guides, make sure you hit subscribe, like the video. There'll be a playlist in the video description as well with all of my content getting thrown in there. So go and check that out now, because if you're watching this a bit later, we may have covered some of those other guides already. So go and check them out. But thank you for watching this one. Again, thank you Ubisoft for sponsoring the video. Don't forget to check out the link down below in the description here. If you haven't downloaded this yet, go and click it. The game is free to play, as I said. See for yourself what you think about it. I'm having a ton of fun. And until next time, thanks for watching and take care.